My first guest is an actress and comedian who's never shied away from speaking her mind and going there. Take a look.
Jessica Williams knows what it's like to be a hit. As a charms professor in the billion-dollar grossing Fantastic Beasts franchise to the quirky and adorable lead in The Incredible Jessica James. All of that following her breakout roles as the original Daily Show's youngest and first black female correspondent and her role on Lena Dunham's hit Girls. But fans really got to know her as half of the dynamic duo of the podcast and HBO series Two Dope Queens, which frequently went there on topics like sex, race, and gender. Now Jessica Williams is going there again, this time with Grammy-nominated rapper Kid Cudi in his highly anticipated animated series Entergalactic. Described as a fresh take on the rom-com, it combines animation, music, fashion, and art to tell a story about modern love in New York City.
I'm your new neighbor, Jabari.
Nice to meet you. I'm Meadow.
Girl, is that your neighbor?
Yeah, he's cute.
One of the film's executive producers described it like this, quote, "It's 100% modern dating in a digital age, something that's going to transcend culture, a real cultural shifter."
Intriguing. Please welcome actress and comedian and co-star of Entergalactic, Jessica Williams. Look here. Hey. Oh, wow. Woo, this is adorable.
Thank you.
I love this.
Well, you know, we aim to please this early in the morning.
You pleased me.
I
Tell me about this
appreciate it.
Intergalactic outfit.
Thank you. It's from Bathsheba. Thank you so much. Really great designer, and I appreciate it. I wanted to do a little space theme.
I love this.
Try and keep it consistent.
You are keeping it consistent. I tell you, this is one of the most fascinating new projects that I've read about.
Great.
Because
Thank God.
Thank God.
Good.
That's a good thing. Because honestly, you know, I get a lot of content, books, podcasts, movies, and I've never seen anything quite like this from this standpoint. How did you wrap your mind? Because it's animated.
Yeah.
It's fashion. It's music. It's layers. It's never been done before.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. I mean, it's certainly like, you know, I think a love story set in New York City is a tale as old as time. It's kind of classic, like it takes you back to like When Harry Met Sally or like, you know,
the classic
like
rom-com.
Yes, and you always, I think we're gonna be doing that forever. I think what drew me to this project was Kid Cudi, and it's from his mind. And so it's really exciting to be a part of it because you haven't really seen New York City in this way.
Did he pitch you? So Kid Cudi obviously is brilliant.
Oh,
he's
he's
an absolute
amazing.
Genius
Yeah.
on every level.
Yeah.
Jabari is his character. Meadow is your character. Did he pitch? How did he pitch this to you?
It was, I mean, it was sort of, we just met over Zoom because it was like right before the pandemic when we started. I learned actually that animation takes 6,000 years. So we've been working on this. We've been working on this since the ancient times. And so anyway, long ago when I was a girl, I signed on for this project. And, you know, it was just sort of pitched as, you know, Meadow hadn't really fully existed yet, but it was, they wanted to kind of render her sort of in my likeness, but then also bring this sort of warmth to this young lady that's living in New York City. And what was really cool was during the recording sessions, they would actually record my face to get sort of reactions because
it's very metaverse. I mean,
it was really interesting because they didn't want to like make up facial expressions. They wanted to use a lot of the actors' facial expressions.
Which is also, there are intimate scenes in this.
Yes.
And I didn't know how.
Yes. Oh my God. You're clapping for that? Thank you.
I mean,
everyone's like, good for her.
Yeah. Because we have eyes and we see that Kid Cudi is very handsome, but you're actors, both of you are professional actors.
Yes.
So how do you, I could look at his face all day, but the characters are intimate. It is a real love story with texture, but it's animated.
Yeah.
So were there rehearsals in person, then acting out how did it work?
Yeah, I think, you know, for this in particular, nobody was ever really in the room at the same time because we shot it during the height of the pandemic.
So you didn't do, once we could be in the same room with one another, you didn't do any retakes or reshoots?
No, it was just all kind of filmed separately. And I think, you know, it was very surreal to sort of watch it back and see something that was like kind of in my likeness doing things that I hadn't done. Like there was one look where I had a really cool, well-designed like triangle bra, like crop top that I
Yeah.
was just wearing, like walking down, the city. And I was like, oh, I look great. I'm like, do I need a triangle top or?
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
When the animated characters, you don't have to go and work out. You don't have to do any dieting.
I look great in this project. I'm so happy to report. It was like, I was like they did like my eyeliner.
I like the
a lot of
nose
times.
ring thing because
septum,
other than
yeah.
the septum, other than my hair color, I've always wanted. I have multiple ear piercings.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I've
yeah.
always wanted a facial.
Well,
piercing.
that's funny because I've been thinking about, you see, I've got these crawlers and
Yeah.
I've been thinking about doing like boop, boop, boop and like doing a bunch of like organic.
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah,
on
tell
that?
me.
Don't do the very top.
Why?
Because you keep hitting it with the phone.
Oh.
I've done it now.
Yeah.
I've had a belly piercing.
Yeah.
I think at one point I had 6 here, and I don't know how many up here.
Yeah.
And then this one right here.
Yeah.
Having a baby was easier than this for
Really?
me.
Yeah,
Don't do
yeah,
it.
I mean, I had this for a long time.
Yeah, I
And then
remember,
I
yeah.
took it out for Fantastic Beasts and it just like never went in again. And I like, sometimes I'm like, oh, do I want to, like, should I put it back in? And then I'm like scared. Like, it's
Well, you
like,
have an animated version of you
I
having it,
know,
so you can
but
live
it was
vicariously
like-
through Meadow.
Yeah, I don't know though. I've been thinking about, but I have been thinking about this.
All
Like,
right,
a lot
if
lately.
you have time, I'll take you to the place I'd go to.
I
here
would
in
love
New
that,
York.
actually, yeah.
It'll be a date.
Definitely.
We'll come up all pierced out.
Yeah, definitely.
When we come back, see, we went there while Jessica decided going there about her health, a really painful experience affecting millions of women, why it was important for her to go there on that. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we're talking to women who are not afraid to go there and break down boundaries and tell us like it is. I'm still with actress and comedian Jessica Williams, whose career exploded when she didn't hold back on The Daily Show as the youngest correspondent ever, and then went on to star HBO's Love Life and in the film series Fantastic Beasts. And in her latest project, Jessica has teamed up with rapper Kid Cudi on the Netflix animated special event Entergalactic. You know, we talk a lot about work, but you've also gone there and gotten personal about your endometriosis. It's been about 4 years when
Yeah.
you revealed it. I read before you came on, somewhere around 10% of all women suffer from this painful condition of endometriosis. You had surgery recently?
I did, yeah. I recently had laparoscopic surgery for it with my surgeon doctor, Iris Orbuck, and it was much needed. I had been putting it off for a while, but what I didn't know is that, painful periods aren't normal at all. And I know for me, and a lot of women of color, a lot of us are more prone to fibroids and things like that. So a lot of times, I think medicine comes from like a straight white male perspective.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's not even a thought. That's a
right.
fact.
Yeah, and
high blood pressure medicine, diabetes,
yeah.
oftentimes it's based on a straight white male.
That's right. And a lot of times it'll go really undiagnosed for women of color. There's also like just sort of the way that doctors respond and process to how we process pain. And so a lot of times I think culturally, we'll kind of take it, we'll grit our teeth, and we're
Suffer
made of
through the
strong
pain.
stuff. That's right, because we have to get by in our day to day.
When did you say, listen, I can't live with this pain. I got to do something about it.
I think when I realized that there was a surgery I could have for it, I thought, anything like, that I could do to kind of alleviate it.
How's
we're
life
talking
now?
a 10. Much better. I mean, it's something that, you always have to actively monitor throughout the month. It's like, I feel like I'm like, sometimes I was like a werewolf, or once a month I'm like, and then I just, get away from me. And I just have this really strong, pain. But yeah, it's much better. But it is something that I'm always, I have to, be mindful of.
When, as I said, going there, and we know you've gone there, 2 dope queens, the list goes on. But when you went there with your personal medical health, what was that like to hear other women say the same thing? Like, gosh, I thank you for saying something, because I also been going through this pain. I know you got a lot of your personality, you said, from your grandmom.
Yeah.
You said your grandmom, I think you used the word crass.
She's very, she was
Funny and
very
crass.
Yeah, she's no longer with us.
She's no longer
she
with
was
you.
pretty, I think there's 2 types of grandmas. There's like the milk and cookies grandma, I'm gonna knit you a sweater, and then there's that, drink Colt 45.
That's the kind of grandma I want to be.
Yeah. So she was like definitely like a Colt 45 woman. Definitely.
I have a visual now.
Oh yeah, she would, but she just wanted to watch like Matlock and Perry Mason, and she watched like Saturday Night Live and Mad TV, and
So
she was a
you
riot.
got a lot of your, I think, she influenced you, but the ability to go there, as we call it.
Yeah, because I grew up thinking that was in my formative years, that was the person that babysat me, and I just grew up thinking she was the most beautiful person ever. I wanted to be like her, and I think she would like the stuff that I do now. She passed when I was like 13 or 14 years old, and that was kind of right before I started doing improv and comedy and acting.
Well, that's the great thing about legacy. Their legacy lives on.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I love that quote, I'm my grandparents' wildest dreams or my ancestors' wildest dreams. I love that because many of the people who made sure I'm in this seat are no longer with me.
That's right.
But they are with us.
That's
and
right.
that's the beauty of
And
life.
you also just carry them wherever
Yeah,
you
you
go.
do.
I think you carry them here and here. And
Yeah.
like sometimes they say there's like, two deaths, and one is like when the person you love dies, and then the other one is like when you forget about them and you forget, the stories, maybe they die twice almost. And so I'm always, trying to reflect on those that I've lost, and especially her. I've been thinking about her a lot lately because I just think she would probably love.
listen.
Yeah, she would
we
love
won't say
Intergalactic.
She is proud of you, and we're proud of you.
definitely.
And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
everything you're doing. You can join all of us in watching Intergalactic streaming on Netflix September 30th. You know where I'll be. I'll be watching it.